I have already explained this invertible function. I said a function is said to be invertible. Say, just to recall, a function is said to be invertible, that is f from x to y is a function. Then f is said to be invertible if there exists a function g from y to x such that g composite f equal to ix, f composite g equal to iy. Then f is said to be invertible and g is the inverse of f. What is that? G is the inverse of f and it is denoted as g is equal to f inverse. Okay, it is denoted as g is equal to f inverse. Already I have just explained one problem. Now let us solve one more problem. See, that is, let y is equal to n set of all n square such that n belongs to n is a subset of n, is a subset of n, n belongs to subset of n. Consider f from n to y as f of n equal to n square. Show that f is invertible. Find the inverse of f. Find the inverse of f. See, find the inverse of f. This question was asked in the earlier paper. Now let us consider, let us consider, let y belongs to y, let y belongs to y and f of n is equal to y or f of n is equal to n square. See, it is given, let y belongs to y and f of n is equal to n square, this is same as for some n belonging to n, f of n equal to y. That is, see, now go to this. I am defining a function y in this set y, okay, y belonging to y, and I am finding an element n in n such that f of y n is equal to y or f of y is equal to, say, f of n is equal to y for some n belongs to this. What is f of n? Tell me, what is f of n? N square. So this implies n is equal to what? Root y. N is equal to root y. Now let us define a function. See, define a function g from where? You have to define the inverse. Define a function g from y to n. From y to n. Define a function g from y to n by g of y is equal to n. G of y is equal to n. Okay, what is that? Define a function y from g from y to n. Okay, g from y to n by g of y is equal to n. Now can you tell me what is this n? N is equal to root y, that is g of y is equal to root y. G of y is equal to root y. Already what is f of n? F of n is equal to n square. Okay, f of n is equal to n square. So I am having, see here, f of n is n square and g of y is root y. So now I have defined two functions. Already f of n equal to n square is given, and I am finding g of y is what? Root y. Now I want to find, see what you have to find now. You look at the definition. See, we have given G composite F must be an identity. F composite G also must be an identity. So I am writing G composite F of, what is that? Should I write n or y? I have to write n because f of n is defined. So this is G of f of n. G of f of n, that is G of, what is f of n? N square. Now look here, G of y is what? Root y. So G of n square must be root of n square. What is that? N. So I have got, that is G composite f of n equal to n. This implies G composite f is equal to, say, n, means it is I n, means it is an identity element in n. Okay, the first set, identity element in n. Also second one, f composite G, G of y is written. I have written G of y, therefore I must write f composite G of y. Then this is nothing but f of G of y. What is this? F composite G of y. What is this? Tell me. F of G of y. Now this is nothing but, substitute for G of y. What is G of y? Root y. So f of what? Root y. Now f of n is n square. So f of root y is root y the whole square. That is y. Therefore it is same as f composite G is equal to I y. F composite G is equal to I y. Thus I have proved both G composite F and F composite G is equal to I y. That is, so I have got G composite F is I n and F composite G is I y. Therefore F is invertible with F inverse is equal to G. That is F inverse y equal to G of y is equal to root y. Or if you want F inverse x, you can just change it into x, root of x. So if you want to, if you are changing that y to x, it is F inverse of x. Now I will give you the second method. See, second method, whichever is convenient, you can follow that. Suppose if you are finding this is difficult, you can use the second one. See, the function is nothing but, they have given, what is that? F from n to y. Already it is given in the problem, given by f of n equal to n square. And for y already they have defined. See what is y? Y is a set of all n square. This is set y, set of all n square, such that n belongs to n. It is a subset of n. It is just to show that y is nothing but range of the function. Now it is enough if you show that f is 1 to 1 and onto. Okay, what is 1 to 1? 1 to 1 means f of x1 equal to f of x2. This implies x1 is equal to x2. That is 1 to 1. See, you have the set. Now we have, this is from A to B. So x1 and x2. So f of x1 equal to f of x2 equal to A. That means you must prove that, show that x1 is equal to x2. So if this equation f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies x1 equal to x2, function is 1 to 1. So let us write, let x1 comma x2 belonging to n and f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies. Now tell me, what is f of x1? F of x1 means it is, or x1 square is equal to x2 square. See, I am writing f of n is n square. So what is f of x1? Tell me, f of x1 is x1 square. Similarly, what is f of x2? F of x2 is x2 square. So this implies x1 is equal to x2. Actually x1 is equal to plus or minus x2, but we can't write because the function is defined in natural number set. Therefore f is, say, 1 to 1. Next, let us consider, see, let y belonging to y, let y belonging to y. Okay, what are you going to say? How do you verify this onto? Onto means, if you consider this, say y is, for every y belonging to the second set, there exists x belonging to first set such that f of x is equal to y. So for y belonging to y, then and f of n is equal to y. Okay, for y belonging to n and f of y, n is equal to y. Why? For each y belonging to this set, I am finding n in the first set such that f of n is equal to y. That is, what is f of n? N square. That implies what is n? Root y. Now where is root y? Does it belong to n? Definitely, because it is defined in such a way that the elements of y, they are subsets of n. So n is equal to root y, belongs to n. Therefore f is on to. Therefore that is, f is both 1 to 1 and on to. Hence f is invertible. Hence f is invertible. So we have already done this in the case of definition of what invertible function. So if f is an invertible function, then if f is always 1 to 1 and on to, or conversely a 1 to 1 and on to function, or so called a bijective function, must be always invertible. So f is invertible. Then we can find inverse. See, let f of n equal to y. This implies f inverse y equal to n. That implies f inverse y is equal to n is root y. What is f inverse y? F inverse y is equal to root y. Therefore, or we write f inverse x is equal to root x. Some of you may find this is better than the first method, because in the first method you have to find out a function g, and hence you have to write the composition of g and f and g. Hence you are showing the composition of g and f, and both f and g, they are forming an identity function. Hence it is invertible. Whereas in this case you can directly write, verify for function is 1 to 1, then function is on to, showing that it is invertible, because always a bijective function has inverse. One more problem. Consider R plus set of positive f from R plus to 4 infinity given by f of x is equal to x squared plus 4. Show that show that f is invertible with the inverse f given by f inverse of y equal to root of y minus 4, where R plus is the set of all non-negative real numbers, is the set of all non-negative real numbers. See, this question was asked in July 2016. See, an important question. So, f from r plus to 4 comma infinity is given by f of x is equal to x square plus 4. Show that this function f is invertible with f inverse y equal to root of y minus 4. Okay, f inverse y is equal to root of y minus 4. Now, once again, I will be explaining both the methods. It is left to you, whichever is convenient, whichever method you are familiar, you can just work out the same in the exam. See, they have given f of x is equal to x square plus 4 for x belonging to r plus. Okay, x is belonging to r plus. So, f of x is equal to x square plus 4 for x belonging to r plus. Now, let y belonging to 4 comma infinity, y belonging to 4 comma infinity and f of x is equal to y. See, you are finding out an element y in 4 comma infinity such that for each of these element there exists an element x in r plus such that f of x is equal to what? Y. Now, let us write. See, x is already in r plus. What is f of x? Y. Tell me, what is f of x? F of x is equal to x square plus 4. So, this is x square plus 4 is equal to y. Okay. See, f of x is equal to x square plus 4. Substitute here. Now, that is x squared is equal to y minus 4 implies x equal to root of y minus 4. Okay, I got x is equal to root of y minus 4. Now, actually what are you going to find out? See, we are using proving this invertible by using the first method. We have to write f g composite f and f composite g. Both of them are going to be identity. So, we want to find one more. Already f is given. F of x is equal to x square plus 4. So, I have to find a g. Okay, what we do? We have to find g. How do you find this? Now, let's define, say, define a function g from, see, f is defined from r plus to this. So, g from, what is that? 4 infinity to r plus by what? G of y, see, by g of y is equal to x. Define a function, you define a function g from 4 infinity to r plus. See, f is defined from r plus to this. So, you define a function from 4 infinity to r plus as g of y is equal to x. But what is x? That is g of y equal to root of y minus 4. It is equal to root of y minus 4. So now I have got both the functions. See, with the help of given function, I am finding out a function from g to what? That is 4 comma infinity to r plus. Now I am writing g composite f of what? You have to understand this. See, I have defined f of x is x square plus 4. Therefore, while writing g composite f, it is g composite f of what? X. So this is nothing but g of f of x. Now g of, tell me what is f of x? F of x is equal to x squared plus 4, correct? Now what is g of y? G of y is root of y minus 4. Therefore, this is root of y minus 4. Y means x squared plus 4 minus 4. So this is root of x squared equal to x. Then second case, we write f composite g. I am writing f composite g of y. How do we know that? Because already I have defined g of y. By definition of a composition function, what is this f composite g of y? It is f of g of y. What is that? F of g of y. Now this is same as f of, what is the g of y? See, g of y is given. What is that? Root of y minus 4. Tell me, what is f of x? What is f of x? Come to this. F of x is equal to x square plus 4. Now this is x. What is this? Tell me. Plus 4. This is y minus 4 plus 4. Y. Therefore, g composite f is equal to I. It is defined from r plus. And f composite g is equal to I. It is defined in 4 infinitive. Hence f is invertible with f inverse is equal to g. That is f inverse y equal to g of y. What is the g of y? We have this already. Root of y minus 4. Or if you write f inverse x, root of x minus 4. But it is not necessary. They have just given it in the problem. F inverse y is equal to root of y minus 4. You can stop the problem there itself. So once again, I hope this idea is clear. So see, hardly we have got 4 to 5 problems, and one question will be definitely asked for 5 marks. So you have to work out this repeatedly. Just look here. The function is f of x is equal to x square plus 4. Now you are finding a function g of y. For that you write y belonging to this. For some y belonging to this, you are finding some element x in this, such that f of x is equal to y. But already f of x is x square plus 4. So you find x equal to root y minus 4. Now you can find a function, g from 4 comma infinity to r plus by g of y equal to x. But x is already root y minus 4. Now you can write g composite f of x and f composite g of y. So write both. Then you will find, see, g composite f of x is this, you will get x, f composite g of y will get y. Thus g composite f and f composite g are respectively the identity functions in the respective sets. Hence f is invertible. This is by the definition. What is the definition? If f g composite f and f composite g, both of them are equal to their respective identity, then f is invertible with f inverse is g, because g is considered to be the inverse of f. So, f inverse y is equal to root of y minus 4. Third also. Second method. See, they have given f from r plus to 4 infinity by f of x equal to x square plus 4. Now, first let us verify that the function is 1 to 1. Okay, for that the function is 1 to 1. So, I am writing let x1 comma x2 belonging to r plus, okay, x1 comma x2 belonging to r plus, and f of x1 equal to f of x2. Okay, now x1 comma x2 belonging to r plus and f of x1 is equal to f of x2. This implies, see, f of x1 that is x1 squared plus 4 equal to x2 square plus 4. See, this implies x1 square equal to x2 square. This implies x1 is equal to x2. So, what is the conclusion? F is 1 to 1. So, we are writing f of x1 is equal to f of x2. That means x1 square plus 4 is equal to x2 square plus 4. So, we get x1 is equal to x2. Hence, f is 1 to 1. Next, second case. Let f of x is equal to y for, or we can write let y belongs to say 4 comma infinity, and we have f of x is equal to y, because onto means what? Onto means for y belonging to the codomain set there exists some x belonging to the domain set such that f of x is equal to y. Now, I write f of x is equal to y. What is f of x? Tell me. X squared plus 4 equal to y. This implies x squared is y minus 4. That is x is root of y minus 4, and definitely y is more than or equal to 4, greater than or equal to 4. Okay, it starts from 4 and greater than 4. So, obviously this is greater than or equal to 0. So, it belongs to r plus. It belongs to r plus. Therefore, f is onto. Hence, or that is f is both 1 to 1 and onto. Hence, f is invertible. Hence, f is invertible. Now, we can find the inverse. That is, say, let f of x is equal to y implies f inverse y is equal to x. That is, f inverse y equal to, what is x? X is equal to root of y minus 4. Root of y minus 4. We find that this method is somewhat easier than the first one, but in the textbook they have given that method, but in the exam both the methods will be given marks. Okay, even this is also permitted. So, whichever is convenient, you can just write that method, follow that method. See, let f from n to r be a function defined as f of x is equal to 4x square 12x plus 15. Show that f is invertible, or show that f from n to s, f from n to s, where s is the range of f, s is the range of f, is invertible, is invertible. Find the inverse, find the inverse. See, look at this. It was asked in the 2 earlier question papers. The problem is f of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus 15, and you have to show that it is an invertible function. F is defined from n to r, and you are showing that, proving that f is an invertible function from n to s. What is s? S is the range of f. Okay, S is the range of f, or it is actually a subset of R. Okay, range of f. Prove that it is invertible. I will solve the problem again by both the methods, but according to me the second method is better than the first one. But anyhow I will explain both. See, they have given f of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus y for x belonging to n, x belonging to n. Now you have to find a function. Actually I am going to define a function from s to n. Okay, I am going to define a function from s to n. So let us write, that is, let's say y belonging to, you take an element y belonging to s, and then y is belonging to n. Then how do you write the function? F, and what is f of x? F of x is equal to y. Now what is f of x? F of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus 15 equal to y. Okay, this is f of x 4x square plus 12x plus 15 equal to y. That is 4x square plus 12x equal to y minus 15. Now I am completing this left hand side expression into a perfect square. How? Say this is 4x square, correct? What is 4x square? It is nothing but 2x the whole square. Okay, it is 2x the whole square. Now just to recall, we have a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to a plus b the whole square, correct? So here I am writing 2x the whole square. Now you try to get this in terms of this expression 2ab form. So 2 into what is a? This is a square. What is a? A is 2x. Okay, but what is this total term given? This is given as 12x. Now I am getting 2 into 2, how much? 4x. 4x into how much is 12x? 3. Therefore this is 3 equal to y minus 15. Okay, that is 2x the whole square plus 2 into 2x into 3. Now compare this. This is a square plus this is 2 ab 2 2ab. So plus b square is required, isn't it? So we write b square means what? 9. So when you add 9 here, you have to add 9 to the RHS also. Okay, see, I have 4x square plus 12x is equal to y minus 15. Now 4x square I am writing it as 2x the whole square, and I have to complete this into a perfect square, that is a plus b whole square form, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now this is a square 2x the whole square plus 2ab. 2 a is what? 2x. So to get the given expression is 12x here. So I have to get a 12x. So 2a 4x into 3 12x. Now to complete into a square, b square is needed. So what is 2ab? What is b square? B square is 3 square. So 9. Now this is nothing but 2x plus 3 the whole square is equal to y minus 6, or 2x minus 3 root of y minus 6. That is, you can write 2x root of y minus 6 plus 3. That is, x is equal to y minus 6 plus 3 by 2. Okay, it is y minus 6 plus 3 by 2. And as y is greater than or equal to 6, because always this is defined like that, S is the range of f. Therefore it is defined in such a way that whatever I mean say value we find for x, it must exist in that. So y is greater than or equal to 6. Now this is x. So with this you define a function g from where to where? Tell me. You have to define a function from g to g from what? S to n. Define a function g from S to n by g of y equal to x. That is, g of y equal to y minus 6 plus 3 by 2. So I have got f of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus 15. So what is g of y? G of y is equal to root of y minus 6 plus 3 by 2. Problem is very lengthy here. See, we have to now write g composite f of x. Okay, let us write g composite f of x. What is this? G of f of x. G of f of x. That is g of, tell me, what is f of x? F of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus 15. Okay, see, look here, f of x is 4x square plus 12x plus 15. Correct? Now this is nothing but see, g of, this is what? Root of 4x square plus 12x plus 15. See, what is g of y? Root of y minus 6. Now this is totally, I am taking it as what? Y. Look here, what is g of y? G of y, y minus 6. So what is this? G of 4x square plus 12x plus 15? You take this as y. Okay, then it is y minus 6 plus 3 divided by 2, and this is nothing but 4x square plus 12x plus 9 plus 3 by 2. Now look at this expression. This is 4x square. So 4x square means it is 2x the whole square. Then this is 9. This is 3 square. Therefore, this total expression is 2x plus 3 the whole square by 2. Oh, sorry, here I have made a mistake. See, this is 2x plus 3. So this is minus 3. Okay. There is a, this is minus 3. See here, this is 2x plus 3 the whole square. Actually it is, I wrote 2x minus 3. It must be 2x plus 3. So 2x plus 3. Now this is nothing but 2x plus 3 minus 3 by 2. 2x by 2. What is that? X. That is equal to x. Right, f composite g of y. This is f of g of y. F of g of y. F composite g of y, that is f of g of y. What is this f of g of y? Tell me. G of y is root of y minus 6 minus 3 by 2. Okay. Now tell me, what is f of x? 4x square plus 12x plus 15. Agree with me? Now this is nothing but, see, this is totally x. 4x square. What is that? Y minus 6 minus 3 by 2 the whole square. Then plus 12x, 12 into root of y minus 6 plus 3 by 3 plus 15. Now we can write, this is 4. Denominator anyhow 4. Why? 2 square 4. Now this is, see, a minus b square. A square. A square means root y minus 6 square plus b square 9 minus 2ab minus 2ab 2 into 3 6 y minus 6 2ab plus, see, 3 4s are, now 4 into, this is what, 4 into, sorry, 2 6 into root y minus 6 plus 18. See, 2 6 are 12, 6 into root y minus 6, 6 into 3. Then this is plus 15. Plus 15. See, here 2 into 6. I repeat this, f of g of y. F of g of y is this. This is totally x. F of x, 4x square, 12x, 15. 4 into x square plus this 12 into x means this much, plus 15. Now this is 2 square, 4. A minus b square. What is a minus b square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. Then 2 into 6. So 6 into root y minus 6. 6 into 3 minus 18 plus 15. This 4 cancels. Now we write y. 9 minus 6, 3. Then this is minus 6 into root y minus 6 plus 6 into root y minus 6 minus 3. Here minus 18 plus 15. Now cancel this, that is equal to y. So I have got g composite f of x is x, f composite g of y is y. That is, I have got g composite y, that is I. Actually it is defined from what? The function is defined from, that is n to s. So this is n, and F composite G I, this is in S. Therefore, F is invertible with F inverse is G, or F inverse Y is G of Y, or F inverse of Y equal to, what is G of Y? G of Y, I have written root of Y minus 6 minus 3 by 2. Problem is, the answer is very lengthy, but I will be explaining the next method also. I feel you will find the second method is better than the first method. Methods are easy and simple, but it is quite lengthy. So, always the idea is very simple. When the function is given, first your f of x will be given. You have to find a g of y. Okay. Then you find g composite f of x and f composite g of y. Okay. You find both. Hence, you are proving both g composite f and f composite g are identity in the respective sets. Then by definition, if g composite f and f composite g are identity, then this is invertible. So, invertible with g is equal to f inverse. Finally, we can write inverse of the function. Hope you have followed this. I will just explain the second method. I think you will find second method better than the first one. See, they have given second method. That is, f of x is equal to, or f from n to r given by f of x is equal to 4x square plus 12x plus 15. And also they have given f from n to s, where s is range of f. S is range of f. This is given in the problem. So, we go to this one to one and on to. Okay. First, let us write one to one. So, one to one means what? You take x1 and x2 belonging to n, and f of x1 equal to f of x2. What does this imply? F of x1 is equal to f of x2. F of x1 means what? 4x1 square, 12x1 plus 15. Tell me, what is f of x2? F of x2 is 4x2 square, 12x2 plus 15. Okay. Now, this implies, see, 15 can be cancelled. Now, bring these terms to the left hand side. 4x1 square minus 4x2 square. I write it as 4 into x1 square minus x2 square. x1 square minus x2 square plus 12 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0. 12 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0. That is 4 into, see, this is x1 minus x2 into x1 plus x2, 12 into, this is 0. Now, we collect x1 minus x2, that is common, that is 4 into x1 plus x2 plus 12 equal to 0. That is, see here it cannot be 0 because plus 12 is there. Therefore, this factor is non-zero. Therefore, what is this x1 minus x2? 0. Or what is x1 equal to x2? Therefore, what is f? F is 1 to 1. See, I have verified the function for 1 to 1. Then, second one, you have to prove that the function is onto. See, let you take y onto means for y belonging to S there exists x belonging to n such that f of x is equal to y. So, let y belongs to S and f of x is equal to y, that is 4x square plus 12x plus 15 is y. Now, usual method 4x square plus 12x y minus 15. I have just done it in the first method now, that is completing into square. So, you write 2x the whole square, that is because a square. See here 2ab plus b square. What is that? A plus b the whole square, no? So, we write 2 into, okay, a is 2x into b is 3. So, this is nothing but 2x the whole square, 2 into a into b plus b square. B square means 3 square to be added to both sides, that is 2x plus 3 square y minus 6, that is 2x plus 3 taking square root, or we write this as by 2. Say it belongs to n, it belongs to n. Therefore, f is onto. So, f is 1 to 1 and onto. Hence, f is invertible. F is invertible. Next, you can find the inverse. See, that is, let f of x is equal to y implies f inverse y is x. Tell me what is that? F inverse y. What is this x? Tell me. Already we have written x is equal to minus 3 by 2. Okay. So, I think second method is better than the first one. First one is very lengthy in this case because it is an quadratic expression is given. So, this is also very important.